So who's right? Joining me now is Kevin Hassett, former Council of Economic Advisors chairman. Kevin, great to see you. Is there any way Americans are better off now than when Biden came into office?
You know, it's really senior citizen abuse for people to allow Biden to go out and say things that make such little sense. You know, the economy was growing 6% when he was inaugurated, and the V-shaped recovery was designed by Larry Kudlow and Steve Mnuchin, the president, and myself, and it happened. And so that, sure, there was a big drop in jobs, but there was a big recovery as well. And now what Biden's done with his terrible policies is he's put us in recession. You know, right now, GDP now is negative for the second quarter. It was negative for the first quarter. If you get two negative quarters, that's a recession. And so this idea that he's turned something around, well, he did turn it around. He took 6% and turned it to -2. That's not exactly something that he should be bragging about.
And we have negative growth with inflation. I mean, that's quite a trick. I mean, that's almost right. Something that we've never seen before, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare. It's stagflation from the 70s. And, you know, I think that the bottom line is that Biden should be out there messaging solutions. Instead, he's calling it like, you know, Putin's tax hike,
right.
And Donald Trump was the worst guy since Herbert Hoover. And it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you're an NBA fan, but there was this time when you knew the Warriors are going to beat the Celtics because they're... Well, that's what's going on with Joe Biden right now. He's whining at the refs when he should be playing basketball.
And, you know, it's not Biden per se, it's his policies. And now he's getting beaten up on by Democrats and by the media because they know he's a loser for 2024, so they want to get rid of him. But the fact is that his replacements, all the people that they mentioned, from Buttigieg, et cetera, to the governor of California, for goodness sakes, they're all where he is on policies or even further to the left. So the only thing they would do is make matters worse.
Right. The only thing that can save Biden is a Republican Congress, which comes in and then pursues some prudent policies because they care about in the White House, who's out there saying like really, really false things about the economy. You know, you're supposed to, back when I was in the White House, everything the president said got run through staff sec and was carefully fact checked. You know, for him to say that the economy, he's turned it around and we're turning the corner and it was terrible when he got here, it's just factually challenged. And I can't believe that the staff is letting him do that.
Well, you can't believe it. I can't believe it. But more important, I think the American people can't believe it. And they don't believe it. And that's why 88% think that the economy is going down right now. An 88% wrong track figure is something I have never seen before. So I just don't understand why they continue to say something that they know Americans don't believe.
Yeah, Americans see right through it, and I don't really know who he's talking to anymore. Maybe he's just talking to himself. But the fact is that these problems can be fixed, that prudent policies can increase supply and reduce demand and make inflation go down. But President Biden isn't proposing such policies right now. Yeah. You know, when we were in the White House during the COVID pandemic with Donald Trump, we passed all these stimulus bills with unanimous consent. Every Democrat voted for Donald Trump's bills because we knew the economy was in the ropes and we had to work with them to do something that made sense to save the country. We gave 6% growth to Joe Biden, and now he's destroyed it, and he won't even talk to Republicans about how to fix it.
Yeah, we're getting a couple of hits on your mic, but I got to ask you one final question. If you had one thing, if you had the power of Biden plus the power of Congress, what would be the one thing? I mean, I would pick releasing the energy that has been stopped up by Biden's anti-fossil fuel policies. Is that the thing you'd hit first in trying to turn this around?
Yeah, I'd try to get oil production back to where it was right pre-pandemic, and I'd also try to pass a balanced budget amendment to try to stop the runaway spending.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan, but I don't think we're going to see it from this administration. Kevin Hassett, good to see you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.